Carl and Damon here from Brrraains A Head-Banging Life. gbhblofficial for short, and it's they made what into a TV series. Episode number 8 of Season 3, Castlevania, What the Night Brings. Directed by Sam Dietz and written by Warren Ellis. Should I stop saying that? No, I'm going to keep doing it. It's like it rolls off the tongue.
They deserve
every bit of credit. Yeah, absolutely. We love the show. And it continues here as we finally start getting something substantial. We're in the tail end of the season, so it's time for shit to start going down after the previous sort of fillery episode. And we begin in Styria, because we didn't check in with Hector previously, so let's see what he's up to. It's the middle of the day, and Striga is planning strategies, much to Morgana's frustration. Lots of talk about getting some sleep and rest here and so on. Admittedly, I was like, when this first started off, I was like, oh man, we just did a filler episode. We already kind of started off in a fillery way.
Yeah,
you know?
First couple of minutes was like, I don't think this part was needed.
Yeah, because it doesn't go anywhere again. It's just them going, oh, we could do this way, we could do that way, and so on. They talk about the possible issues and the work that their plans will need. Morgana tries to distill Striga's worries. It seems to work as Carmilla arrives to complain about the noise they're making. But Carmilla, of course, is very confident about her plans, but unimpressed by the fact they call it a scheme. So I don't like that, the acknowledgement of that.
Yeah.
The three have a drink and then joke about Lenore seemingly having adopted Hector. So it's not spoilers to sort of say, but yes, this side of the story, outside of Hector and Lenore, is treading water.
Yep.
But there's a reason why it's treading water. It's because its end goal was never going to happen in this season.
No.
It was never. The moment I got to this point and was like, oh, they're treading water still. This is a season 4 thing.
Yeah, I would like to think this whole Hysteria thing is going to be like the final battle, maybe, the final area, with whatever's going to happen with Hell and the corridor. That's what I'd like to think.
I think the way to look at it is you know it has to be the end of some character's stories.
Of course.
Be it Hector and potentially Isaac. Because it's still his goal to get there.
It is. I'm still hoping at some point Hector's going to have a massive heroic moment. I don't know, or something like that. I'm sort of. Yeah.
Well, at the castle, Dracula's castle, Taka and Suma discuss Alucard and his clear desire to keep them around. They're getting impatient and think that he's hiding stuff from them. However, they agree to try and give him something to show their appreciation for what he is doing for them. Saint-Germain is in awe of the visitor, almost transfixed by it. He does seem to disturb it, though, as it starts to cry out, so Saint-Germain legs it. I guess it was sleeping or something. It kind of opened its eyes and saw Saint-Germain and was like, shit, he should not be here.
Yeah, it was like alerted priors, yeah.
Unfortunately, on his way out, he runs into Salah, but is able somehow to talk his way out by revealing some of the knowledge he has learned. Initially, I was like, he's fucked here. But I think it's a good enough thing because Salah's so obsessed with trying to learn and understand the resurrection side of hell that's what Saint-Germain uses to kind of throw him off. And he tells Salah that he believes others before them may have tried to open a door to hell and that the place is dangerous and unhealthy. Saint-Germain really turns it on and manages to leave safely.
I think they must have suspicions, but I don't think they realise that he's like a mage, isn't it?
No, because they don't know that. Because remember, his whole thing, remember previous episode, he says he kind of purposely creates this image of being a bit of a charlatan, a bit of an idiot and stuff like that. Even here, his whole thing is like, oh, we need to leave this place. It's unhealthy. It's dangerous. I'm getting sick. You're going to get sick and all that. Like that. He just lays it on so thickly that he's able to walk out purely because the person's going, wait, what? What?
I think actually Trevor mentions it in actually an episode coming up, actually, yeah.
It is clever that it keeps him alive, if we're honest, really more than anything else. At the judge's home, Trevor continues to interrogate the captured monk, who reveals that the visitor spoke to them and that they'd been instructed to spread the word across the land. Saint-Germain now arrives and reveals what he discovered in the basement. He also claims that the doorway to the infinite corridor is there. He talks about the potential of 2 souls being infused into one being called Erebus, the ultimate alchemical god. And he's very excited about it, suggesting it could save the world. That's what I was talking about off camera. His distracted state frustrates Trevor, who tries to get him to focus, because he can see Saint-Germain gets a little bit caught up with it. I could save the world. What a thing and all that.
Yeah.
Do you not worry when you get things like that? Obsession and power, but it never goes well in this show.
Nope.
It never does. The group need to strike, so they set up a plan. The judge and his men will battle the monks at sundown, allowing Trevor, Cypher and Saint-Germain into the priory basement. So they will serve as a distraction. You guys just get in there and end this. Cool. I love the fact that the judge was like,
Yeah.
yep, this is what we'll do.
There you
And
go.
he's game for it. Saint Germain is surprised that they're going to help him reach the Infinite Corridors, but like, oh, okay. Didn't really think it'd be your jam, but there you go.
I like that. I like because the fact that he's always been, I don't know, backstabbed, betrayed, never had anyone support, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess he's always been alone, innit? At least in this kind of thing. But also, there's an argument to say Trevor and Cypher are making a mistake here. Their thing is to deal with kind of like evil events. And the Infinite Corridor, well, it's not evil per se. It's not an evil thing. It's just a route does lead to evil.
Yep.
Should he really be trying to let someone get in there?
Yeah, yeah.
In the Priory, Salah and his monks are in front of the visitor, and the latter reveals that the plan is to bring Dracula back. I mean, don't get me wrong, you suspected it, we all kind of knew it.
Yeah.
When moment we saw Saint Germain see Dracula see him, you kind of knew, okay, there's stuff here.
Which is good because obviously Vlad is a brilliant character.
Indeed. I, though, admittedly, I'm like, don't bring him back. I don't think the show needs him. I think he had a good ending. And, I'm not going to do spoilers. I'm not going to spoilers or anything like that. But what I thought was more interesting is that Salah says it's been done in the name of Isaac. And I thought that was very good. It was like, okay, right, okay, so that sort of legend is spread as well.
Yeah.
Interesting. So the prior monks begin preparing for their battle at sundown. Alucard, meanwhile, bonds with Taka and Sumi during their training, but they're both still suspicious that Alucard is hiding something from them. Their questions start to get to Alucard, a little bit annoying him as well. You kind of get a little bit of flash of like anger that, but their affection calms things down. Meanwhile, Lenore meets with Hector again. In his nice cell, he reads and they talk about her ring and why the four sisters wear them. So he notices a ring and it's about bond and blood and stuff like that. Yeah. Hector then tells Lenore about what the vampire philosophy he is reading about and how impressed he is by it. Or you're shaking your head. Does he annoy you?
It annoys me how fucking stupid he is. Okay, the man's been done over about fucking 50 times, and he's still, but he's just a typical bloke. I guess I'm going to say it.
There's an argument to say the next series of events for both characters is just like, oh, guys, stop thinking with your dicks, basically.
Yeah. And I'm a little disappointed because I actually convinced myself that she liked him. Properly liked him.
I think she does. No, I think she does.
I think she does, but I thought like maybe she'll betray her sisters. At some, I mean, she might do in season 4.
Ooh,
she might do.
Wow, that's a big fucking jump, man.
I know it is a big jump. I thought maybe, and no, I can't say it yet, but I'll say it in a minute.
Right. I mean, I always get the impression that Lord does like him, but I still strongly believe that she still sees him as nothing but below her because of a human thing. She's a vampire, he's a human.
Yeah.
That is a problem. I do get frustrated by Hector, but I have sympathy for him because Hector is a human being, and human beings are inherently flawed, and that is simply what he is.
Yep.
He's more human than Isaac. Isaac had lost his humanity.
Yep.
Isaac's finding his humanity now, bit by bit, potentially, and so on. That's the thing, is even though Hector was in Dracula's castle and spent time around Vlad and all that, he never really seemed to lose that side of him.
Yeah, my theory for season 4 is that it's probably going to be completely out there and wrong, but I'm hoping that Hector and Isaac have like a moment, and they both like work together to destroy the vampire sisters.
But when you say a moment, like how can they? Isaac holds Hector responsible for the death of Dracula. Can't do that.
He's gonna find his humanity, man, and he's gonna understand it.
But Hector is to blame partially for a lot of the events.
But I think he's gonna accept and understand it.
Okay, we'll get to that when we get to it, absolutely. Yeah. But Lenore now uses this opportunity as a chance to ask him a philosophical question, which amounts to Hector being given a choice. She offers him the chance to leave and be with her. And what's interesting about this section is that she seems to really like him and tells him as much. And that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I believe she's being honest there. She also suggests that they're no longer interested in making an army of night creatures. And it's like, well, that sounds like a lie because we already know, like, that's the case. Like, we know she's got ulterior motives. That's the thing. So in Lindenfell, elsewhere, the judge's men move out towards the Priory as the sun goes down. Scythe is concerned that this course of action is a mistake. Yeah, what gave it away? What gave it away? They're clearly preparing for something. Why have you waited? Arriving outside the Priory, the judge demands Salah and the monks come out and throw down their arms. However, his words reverberate around an empty building. You kind of see that. You're like, okay, what's going on here?
Yep.
Salah and the monks are actually in the basement. They're busy doing stuff, painting alchemical symbols in blood, putting some of the visitor to, and so on. And turning to his men, Salah declares that it's time. And that's it. This is episode number 8. A little filler in places too.
Yeah.
But at least you know this felt like the last big step forward. Right. Penultimate episode is next. We've now set everything up. You have to now. You can't tread water now. You've now got to move. So at least there was that.
Yep.
I enjoyed this one because, you know, it was a lot of baby steps still. But some of the strides were a bit bigger.
Yeah.
A little bit bigger here and there.
I mean, everyone's story was pushed
forward.
Was pushed forward.
Except Isaac. We didn't go to Isaac in this episode.
No, we didn't.
Yep.
But I mean, we're now at a point where we know it's all going to kick off now.
Yeah.
I was.
You're absolutely
excited.
right. We know it's about to kick off in Lindenfell. Hector's now been given a choice, and Alucard, Taka, and Sum. You can tell the bubbling resentment that they're holding for what they believe is stuff being held back for them or not learning quick enough. And Alucard kind of get frustrated with the constant questions and demands. You can kind of see, well, that's going to have to come to a head somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you know what I mean? So it's all kind of working out quite nicely. But it's all about to get really excited with the next episode. This was episode 8, What the Night Brings. You got any thoughts and you know what to do? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website, where reviews, news, and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at GBHBL. Just search for GBHBL and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.